Humboldt All-Axess, joined by head softball coach of the Lumberjacks, Corriea. Coach, appreciate you joining us here on the program. And first things first, I want to ask you, I was talking to Coach Tift and Coach Billups, and we're talking about the basketball program. They go, you know, JB, sometimes I feel like I'm chasing the ghost of Tom Wood. Do you ever feel like you're chasing the ghost of Frank Cheek. Steve was my teammate. Know your cheeks.
That's okay. Definitely know your cheeks. Chasing the ghost. I wouldn't. I think being a player for him
and you know him
and coaching with him, coach is always there, even when I was coaching somewhere else. So I don't know if chasing is the word, but the ghost of Coach Cheek is always with me.
Well, you played for a lot of coaches. You've coached with a lot of coaches. Where does coach? I mean, I'm not asking you to rank it, but how often do you find yourself using, things that Coach Cheek would probably go, I think this is what Coach Cheek would do in this said situation,
or things that I say. So have you ever paused because you said something that your parent would say?
Oh, yes. I can't believe it.
Yes, I do the same thing. Coach Cheekism comes out, and I'm like, oh, there it is. Yep, there it is.
You're kind of like Coach Tift. You're in year 1+.
Yes.
You took over late. You took over the program. Now you've had a year of off season and kind of getting acclimated. As the season starts this weekend, you go over to Simpson. Where are the Lumberjacks at right now?
We're looking pretty good.
Okay, so you're pleasantly optimistic here.
More than pleasantly optimistic. We had a pretty good fall, and we've got a good group. We've got 11 returners and 11 newcomers, so it's a good
mix.
Yes, and we've got a great, strong class of upperclassmen who have been around. They understand. They've done a great job.
Which makes your job easier too, right?
A lot
you don't have to spend your time telling the freshmen this is how we do things.
Yep.
They can go to the seniors for that.
Yes, 100%.
You can coach.
Yes.
All right, well, the season's going to start. You're at Simpson. The weather's been great for a month, and the rain's back, so clearly it's time to get the outdoor sports going. But tell us about Simpson. And you're going to go to Hawaii. For people like me, it's like, oh, man, Hawaii, I'm so jealous. But it's a business trip for you guys, and you're going to play a lot of softball. Just talk about, those are $2.99 is not fun, and Hawaii is really fun when you're on vacation drinking Mai Tais and working on your tan.
Right.
I'm not sure how excited I'd be for a 6-hour flight to work when I know the paradise is right on the other side of that fence.
Yeah, 100%. Well, we have Simpson, but we don't just have Simpson, we have SOU. So we'll play Simpson at 10 and then SOU. And most people know that Southern Oregon University softball is prime.
Right.
They have won a couple national championships in the last five years. So that'll be a good get ready to go, playing some really great competition. They're supposed to get 2 inches of rain, so it's a good possibility we're not playing, but that's okay. And then we'll head, and we're going to play 8 games while we're in Hawaii. So it is definitely a business trip. There is not a lot of sitting around. We've got Lewis University is coming, and so is Ferris State University.
So you got some powerhouses.
We do. So, and then of course we've got Chaminade, HPU, and Hilo. So it's a lot of softball in a small amount of time.
What are the expectations for this team? Because of course, if I was sitting next to Coach Cheek, and when I got to know Coach Cheek, he had a long-established program. I'm talking to you in year 1+. But what are the preseason goals for this team?
Our expectations are to win.
Okay.
And that is plain and simple.
Okay, so now you guys want to win, obviously, with these games we just talked about. But on top of that, what kind of strides are you looking to make the team, for the team to make? Because when league play starts, that's going to really be the most important part. And when does CC2A play start?
CC2A will start in 3-4 weeks. So we open up at home with San Francisco State. And as you know, last year we went 0-4 with them. So
is Alicia still there?
She is.
Okay, so you got to, that's personal.
Yes.
It's not personal, but it's like some jack-on-jack crime there.
100%. So, but going back to the expectations, our expectations are to win, but what are the strides? And I think our pitching staff is seasoned now, and I think they know what my expectations are. And they are rising to that challenge, and I think that's where our growth needed to be, and I think that we're there.
When you played, and back in the day, before, as Maggie White calls it, the ESPNing of softball, it was all about pitching and trying to scratch out and manufacture a run here, maybe win a game 2-1, blah, blah, blah. Then, we got green balls, we got ESPN, we got some action, we got some entertainment. How has the game evolved, and is it still, look, when I was when Coach was here and I was following softball a lot closer, because obviously I knew a lot of players on the team and they were dominating. If you didn't have pitching, nothing else mattered. Is that still the case? And talk about the evolution of the game.
100%. It's still the same. Pitching is it. The circle princesses. They're the ones, right? Those are the ones that you got to go get first. But other than that, I think with technology, the game has evolved a lot more than it has in the past, because you just get so much information now, especially with pitching. I mean, you can, with technology, it'll tell you how many revolutions per second the ball is spinning and all of those good things. And
how do you not make sure it's overload, though? Look, I mean, if I'm at the plate and I'm batting, I'm not sure I should be thinking about how many rotations per second or this, that, and the other, when I should probably be thinking, like, is she going to give me something to hit?
Yeah, and we talk about those things all the time. There's practice mode and then there's game mode. Like, you can overthink as much as you want in practice, but when we're in game time, you've got to remove it and compete.
And how has analytics changed? We've seen analytics take over in all sports. Where is it right now in softball?
It's incredible, just the amount of technology and the information that like you said, is an information overload. I mean, it's with everything. And if you don't keep up, you're gonna be lost in the pack. That's for sure. So, but that requires money too, and
there's never enough of that.
Yeah, never enough of that. Yeah.
Have you talked to anyone associated with Sonoma State, and that's got to be, we talked about Coach Tiff and Coach Benno Jackson, because obviously it's really tough. I mean, poor basketball players right in the middle of the season. For the softball players, I imagine there's got to be bitterness, anger. You're 2 days into the spring and this happens. So we know it's not good. But have you talked to anyone associated with that program? I mean, it's got to be tough. If I'm a player or a coach on that team, I guess you can go one of two ways. Be like, screw this, I don't care, or I'm going full-blown major league style here.
Absolutely. So I have talked to Jen.
Okay.
She's the head softball coach there. Briefly, I mean, the first time I talked to her was like right when she heard. So, and obviously in shock at the moment and trying to figure out all the logistics of everything, which I'm sure she's still trying to do. They won the conference last year. They've got a core of their coming back. I mean, they're looking to do it again. Plus, they're hosting the conference championship this year.
Slap in the face.
Yes, yeah, it's hard, and she's just. I'm sure she's trying to figure out what to do with her lower classmen, those freshmen and sophomores who
probably also trying to figure out where she's going to work next year.
Yeah,
she's got bills to pay.
That too, and she's got children, right? She's got people that she's got to take care of. So,
all right, final one. I'll leave you to this.
Yes.
Both your sons are student athletes.
Yes.
Your husband was a former student athlete. Dr. Herbert also involved in athletics clearly here at the university. You were a student athlete. You're now coaching. Why is athletics important to the whole university experience, not only for the student athletes, for the faculty and the community?
We actually talk about this as a team all the time, because it's athletics. Athletics just gives you such a perspective on how to be a good person and how to live a good life and how to deal with just life lessons and
how to deal with failure.
Yes.
I mean, if you're a good softball, if you're one of the best, I mean, who do I think about? Like Jamie Peterson, Ty Pleasant. They didn't even bat 500, so they were failing more often than they were succeeding, and they're the best.
Always, right? But those are those things that they learn, and we talk about a life lesson every day, and we talk about how marketable college athletes are after they play
100%.
Yes, and how businesses just want college athletes because they know how to be on time. They know how to work as a team. They know
how to take criticism.
Yes,
what a concept.
Yeah, there you go. And they know how to communicate, right? Which is, in this day and age, is
work with other people. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Obviously, kids are going to learn a ton in the classroom. There's also a lot to be learned out on the field as well. Coach, good luck.
Thanks.
Don't forget don't forget the umbrella this weekend. Don't forget the sunscreen the following weekend.
I appreciate you.
Coach Corriea right here,
Thank
Humboldt
you.
All-Axess.